If you've read every self-help book, hit every milestone, done every protocol, and you're still stuck, it's not because you're missing information. It's because you've been working at the wrong level the entire time. There are 3 levels of choice, and 95% of you have only ever worked at one of them. Look, I've coached thousands of people on this exact thing. High performers, entrepreneurs, people who have achieved everything that they thought they wanted, and they still feel empty. And the pattern is always the same. They're exhausting themselves trying to fix the wrong thing. By the end of this video, you'll know which level your real problem lives at and why everything you've tried hasn't ever touched it. This isn't another framework to add to your collection. This is the architecture underneath every other framework that you've ever tried. Here's what nobody tells you about personal development. Not all choices are created equal. Most people spend their entire lives working at level 1, which is what I call reactive choices, and then they wonder why nothing sticks. It's like trying to renovate your house by rearranging the furniture while the foundation underneath it is in tatters. And let me show you what I mean. Level 1, your reactive choices, these are the moment-to-moment decisions that you make broadly unconsciously. Hitting snooze on your alarm in the morning, reaching for your phone first thing, choosing what to eat, or the more impactful one is responding and how you respond to the email that pissed you off from that client that's been really getting terrible results. Here's the thing, most people spend 95% of their decision-making energy at this level. The morning routines, the productivity hacks, I need more willpower, I just need more discipline. All of that should sound familiar. But here's the problem. Level 1 choices are predetermined by the levels above them. You can white-knuckle your way through a new morning routine for, maybe a few weeks, but if the deeper programming hasn't changed, you're going to revert every single time. That's why no one succeeds with New Year's resolutions. I had a client, let's call him Marcus, who tried every productivity system known to man, getting things done, time blocking, Pomodoro. He would stick with each one for maybe 6 weeks, and then, lo and behold, find himself back where he started, frustrated, and with the internal monologue of, I'm just lazy. Well, he's not just lazy. He's trying to solve a level 3 problem with a level 1 solution. The second level are framework choices. These are the mental models that you adapt. These are the worldviews that you have that often unconsciously determine how you interpret reality. Scarcity versus abundance, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, seeing challenges as problems versus opportunities. All of these are framework choices that govern hundreds or maybe even thousands of reactive choices simultaneously. If you believe, deep down, that resources are scarce, you will hoard resources. You will compete instead of collaborate. You will make decisions from fear even when you know consciously that there are better ways of doing it. And most therapy works at level 2. Cognitive behavioral therapy is essentially framework replacement. Let's change how you think about this situation. And it works to a point, but if you don't address level 3, the old frameworks keep reasserting themselves and you keep finding yourself back in the same pattern. This is where the real power lives, at level 3. These are your identity choices. These are the fundamental decisions about who you are and what's possible for you. If you say, I am a victim of my circumstances versus I am the creator of my own reality, it is whether you say, I'm someone that struggles with money or someone who finds value in everything. Identity choices automatically align with your frameworks and your reactive choices because they don't require constant conscious effort to maintain. When you truly shift at level 3, everything else follows that decision, not because willpower, but because you're now expressing who you are. So let me tell you what happened with Marcus. We stopped talking about productivity. Instead, we looked at the identity that is running that whole system, the person who procrastinates. I am someone who disappoints people, so I delay the moment when they find out. And that sentence can run your entire life for 20, 30, 50 years. Every productivity hack is fighting against that core belief in your head. And once you address it, once you choose a different identity, the productivity systems magically start working. Not because the systems now have more impact, but because now you are someone that the systems can impact. So, here's the key insight. You have to change level 3 so that it will flow level 3, level 2, level 1 top down, not bottom up. Most people try and push water uphill. They try and change level 1 behavior while leaving level 2 and level 3 untouched. And it is exhausting. It doesn't last. And it makes them think they're broken when in reality, they're just working at the wrong level. When you shift level 3, when you make a different choice about who you are, the frameworks naturally align. When the frameworks align, the reactive choices become expressions of your identity versus battles against it. So here's how you figure out which level are you working at. You have to ask yourself the question, what is the identity that is underneath the problem? So let's say that you struggle with money. What is the sentence, right? Is it, I am someone who doesn't deserve wealth, or I am someone who can't be trusted with money? That was mine, right? Is it, I am someone who has to choose between money and integrity? That was what my parents thought of me, right? These are actually real things that I struggled with. This is not from, heady nonsense that doesn't actually exist in the real world. These are my problems that I struggled with that I'm telling you about, okay? If you struggle with relationships, what is the same sentence, right? Is it, I'm someone who gets abandoned and everyone I love leaves me? Is it, I have to earn love through achievement or by buying gifts or by giving people nice things or whatever it may be, right? Is it, I am someone who can't be fully known because if they knew who I really was, they wouldn't love me? If you struggle with your health, what is the sentence that is underneath it? Is it, I am someone whose body betrays them? Is it, I am someone who doesn't have time for self-care? Is it, I am someone who uses food as a coping mechanism? There is an underlying sentence always underneath it all. Most people have never ever looked for it, but once you find it, you can see it clearly and then you can choose differently. I am not telling you all of this to add another layer of complexity to your self-improvement journey. I am telling you all of this to simplify it, to stop you from wasting years trying to fix the wrong thing. The reason that 95% of personal development fails isn't that people aren't committed enough. That's a very comfortable social media clip. It is because they are rearranging furniture in the mental prison that they have created for themselves instead of just walking out of the door. You have the keys to this. You just require the logic to be changed in your head. Level 3 work doesn't necessarily have to be hard. It requires you to question beliefs that you've had since childhood. It requires you to sit with some discomfort. It requires you to take responsibility for everything in your life, but that doesn't have to be hard. But it's the only work that actually changes anything permanently. So if you want to understand how to change a level 3 belief, how to rewire the identity statements that have been running your life, the technique is in my next video. It's called the Says Who technique, and it is the most powerful reframe I know for interrupting programming that you never consciously chose. Watch that next.